about that. Mr. Quarles, last question for you. Earlier you had said, and quote, markets are always ahead of the regulators. Frankly, that's how it should be. It's analogous to the advice that my father provided me that, quote, if you don't miss at least 2 or 3 planes a year, you're spending too little time at the airport. I'm sorry, you're spending too much time in airports, sorry about that, unquote. If the regulators aren't, you went on to say, if the regulators aren't a little behind the market in a few areas at any given time, they would be stifling innovation and evolution, unquote. We've all been guilty of using unfortunate analogies, but what concerns me that this worldview contradicts the idea that you were doing everything in your power to prevent a crisis. It concerns me even more that you believe that oversight agencies like the one you hope to run should, in fact, miss a plane here and there, should miss risks in the system. The last time you missed those risks, it cost my zip code and my state and our country lots of people, their homes, their jobs, their retirement savings. You claim it's in the name of innovation, but the question is at what price? So do you stand by your statement that regulators should be, quote unquote, behind the market?
That is probably the most unfortunate use of language that I have ever made, and I do not stand behind that statement.
Thank you. And thank you for what you said in your earlier statement about humility. Those are two things we don't always see in this committee. My last thing I'd like to say is when Chair Yellen was nominated and confirmed, I asked her to come to Cleveland and see what the real economy looked like and learn a little more about manufacturing and what decisions she would make as chair of the Federal Reserve, the impact, and she did that, went to Alcoa, got to operate a 50,000-ton press, and considering what Mr. Otting's bank, the impact it had on my neighborhood and beyond, considering some of the statements from Mr. Quarles, and I so much appreciate your comments a minute ago. I would like to invite both of you, once confirmed, to come to my state. President Lincoln once said that while his staff wanted to keep him in the White House to win the war and free the slaves and preserve the Union, he said, I have to get my public opinion bath and go out among people, and I'd like to invite each of you to, if confirmed, to Ohio to join me in learning more about an economy in the Midwest.
I'd be delighted to do that.
Thank you both.
Back to Cleveland for me.
Back to Cleveland. We're a Midwestern guy. Thank you.
Thank you. And I understand Senator Cortez Masto has one brief question.
I do. Just clarification. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So